The Power of Habit. Book by Charles Duhigg. Chapter 4. The Significance of Willpower. Replacing bad habits with good ones all sounds good in theory. Sure, replace your whiskey with a swim. Replace your cigarette with a piece of gum. Replace your weekend television binge with an outdoor hike. It all sounds easy, but if you've found yourself trying to quit smoking or lose weight, then you know how hard it is to adopt these new habits. That's because our willpower is essential in building important habits. Duhigg states that no other keystone habit is more important than willpower. In the 1960s, Stanford conducted a famous study that brought in a large number of 4-year-olds into a room, one by one. In the room was a table, and on that table was a yummy marshmallow that many 4-year-olds find hard to resist. The researchers gave each child a choice. Either eat the marshmallow or wait a few minutes and receive 2 marshmallows. The researcher then left the room for 15 minutes. It turns out that only about 30% of the children managed to withstand the craving of eating that tiny, delicious marshmallow. The most significant part of the study came years later when researchers tracked down each participant, who were now adults, and found that those who exhibited willpower and waited the full 15 minutes ended up having the best grades in school, were more popular on average, and were less likely to develop bad habits like drug addiction. Additionally, more studies have found similar findings. For instance, a 2005 study of 8th graders revealed that those who exhibited high levels of willpower had better grades and were more likely to get into highly selective schools. But willpower isn't something that we are born with, rather willpower is an ability. With time and practice, we can train and harden our will. Researchers from Case Western Reserve University conducted a study that asked participants to refrain from eating a cookie, while others were not. However, those that refrained found themselves later struggling to focus on completing a puzzle, showing that their willpower was exhausted. But like anything, practice makes perfect, and you can strengthen your willpower over time. For instance, the major company of Starbucks found that many of their employees had the willpower to put a smile on their face and be kind to their customers. However, once a stressful situation occurred, such as a customer yelling and complaining, most of their willpower became drained and they would soon lose their ability to smile and stay kind. After some research, Starbucks executives determined that employees were more likely to keep their cool if they were mentally prepared to handle unruly customers and stressful situations. To help their employees, they developed the properly named latte method, which outlines a series of steps to take when employees find themselves in a stressful situation. Listen to the customer, acknowledge the complaint, take action, thank the customer, and explain why the situation occurred. By practicing this method, Starbucks baristas learned exactly how to approach stressful situations and became more likely to keep their willpower and cool during these situations. The latte method can be adopted into your everyday life as well, maybe not exactly, but it certainly can be used as a guide to creating your own method. For instance, Duhigg discusses an example of hip replacement patients who would have to undergo painful exercises to recover from surgery. Patients who wrote down their plans on how they would overcome these obstacles were much more likely to conquer the obstacles. So while they didn't quite use the latte method, they set a plan and mentally prepared them for painful scenarios.